Good evening, ladies and gentlemen at home. Today it's July 29th, 1936. Robert Collins and Mary Rotkamp here. We have a very special show for you tonight.
As you probably already know, we here at International Interests are an American station, usually broadcasting from New York City, but not tonight.
That's right, Mary. Today, thanks to the generosity of the Italian government, we are able to report to you live from Milan, Italy. We are here in Italy to reflect on everything that has happened to this country since the Great War, including an interview with the fierce leader, Benito Mussolini, and many other exciting segments.
Oh, isn't this just swell? It's been such a joy to visit Milan. Tonight we are starting with something very special.
Indeed, we have found an unaired recording of everyone's favorite pop culture show, currently located in Italy, The Lowdown from 1924. In this segment, everyone's favorite hosts, Annabelle and Sylvia, are discussing the 1924 fascist anthem. Let's cut to that recording.
Hello, and welcome back to The Lowdown, where we talk and you listen for your daily scoop from around the world. I'm your host, Annabella, with my co-host, Sylvia. So, Sylvia, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, for a while, I've been wanting to talk about Italy's ever-growing fascist party's new anthem, Giovanessa.
Ooh, I've heard it's wildly popular and true art.
Well, I absolutely agree with you. It's quite a piece, that's for sure. Did you know that it was also has been used as the unofficial national anthem of fascist Italy? And Mussolini just had a new version made.
Oh, really? Tell me more.
Of course! It was originally created by Giuseppe Blanc in 1909 and was a Turin University graduation song. It was popularized by soldiers in the Great War, but by a different name. It was also used in fascist rallies in Fiume. Giovanessa was sung during the March on Rome in 1922, and the version sung there was composed about a year prior by G. Castaldo.
So, why did they change it?
Quite an interesting question, Annabella. Though the original version was blatantly fascist, Mussolini wanted something a little bit more nationalist. After the March on Rome, Mussolini had new lyrics that emphasized nationalism and youth involvement, written by Salvador Gota. It's easy to see from the excerpt below that the song's lyrics were incredibly nationalist and a strong example of propaganda. The idea that fascists bound together all different types of Italians is a strong propaganda technique that accentuates a sense of nationalism. Here's an English translation of some of the lyrics. In the Italian borders, Italians have been remade. Mussolini has remade them. For tomorrow's war, the laborer's glory, for peace and for the laurel, for the shame of those who reputed our fatherland.
My goodness, what a powerful song. It shocks me every time I hear it. One can just hear the power and strength within the song, the belief in their country.
And what an incredible song. Thanks, Annabella and Sylvia.
Yes, that was so much fun. This next segment is brought to you by the Ministry of Communications of Italy. Today we will be playing some pre-taped audio that I recorded this morning. Let's cut to that recording. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm Mary Rodkamp with an American radio station. Could I possibly interview you for a radio broadcast airing later today?
Why, of course. It would be my pleasure. I'm Carmen Rocco. I'm a model here in Milan, the designer Elsa Schiarapelli.
Hello, Miss Rocco. Tell me, do you take the trains here in Italy?
Oh, most definitely. I live in the nearby town of Monza, so I take the train to Milan nearly every day. I don't know where I would be if it weren't for the train, especially now that Mussolini has made them run on time. I would even go a step further and say that Mussolini's rule has improved my entire life. He worked so hard to get our wonderful nation to flourish as it is now.
Thank you so much for your time, Miss Rocco. I'll let you get back to work now. Oh, look, here comes another potential interviewee now. Excuse me, kind sir. I'm Mary Rotkamp with an American radio station. Do you have a moment to talk about the improved Italian train system?
Of course. My name is Marco Turati, and I use the trains quite frequently. I work here in the city, but I live in Raho. I take the train to work every day. It also helps with my many business trips to foreign countries.
I see. How convenient. Now, Mr. Trotti, if you don't mind me asking, what is your job?
I'm a representative of the Maximalist Italian Socialist Party, working to honor the ideas of my dear deceased uncle, Filippo Turati. We intend to restore Italy as...
Trotti. I knew that name sounded familiar. The socialist leader. I'm sorry, sir, but we really have to go now. Thank you for your time. We're back in the studio now, folks. Thanks for coming with me to the streets of Milan to find out about how people love the train system the incredible Benito Mussolini created for Italians everywhere.
Now we will be going to an old recording from everyone's favorite journalist, John Reporter, to recall the tragic death of Giacomo Matteotti, another popular socialist.
And now for the news. Today's date is June 10th, 1924. Earlier today, the body of Giacomo Matteotti, the socialist deputy who went missing several weeks ago in Rome, has been located after an extensive search in an unsightly scene, seemingly stabbed multiple times with what we have concluded to be a carpenter's file. It seems that he has been dead for a while, most likely being murdered on the day of his disappearance. While no confirmed suspects have been identified, there has been rampant speculation on who it might have been behind the gruesome crime. Many locals have suspicions that the black shirt fascists may have had some involvement.
Wow, what a fascinating blast from the past from a keen journalist. Let's talk to him and see what's changed.
Swell idea, Robert. What are your thoughts on the effects of the Matteotti incident on Italy, John?
Well, it's pretty hard to believe that it's been almost 12 years since that recording of the Matteotti case. I think that even back then it was pretty obvious that those fascists, the black shirt fascists were the ones who did it. I didn't even know at the time, but apparently that Matteotti guy gave a speech a few weeks before his disappearance where he lambasted both the fascists and Mussolini, calling them brutes for using violence as a tool to get what they want.
Snazzy. Thank you so much for coming on with us, John.
Now it's time for the segment we know you've all been waiting for.
That's right. We are going over to the keen interviewer himself, Betty Clarabelle, and she will be interviewing the one and only leader of Italy, Benito Mussolini.
Thanks, Robert. I'm here with Benito Mussolini. He is the fascist leader of Italy with some compelling stories to tell our audience tonight.
Thank you for having me, Betty. It's swell to be here.
Okay, Mussolini, what did you do before becoming the Prime Minister of Italy?
I was born into a socialist family and was a journalist for a socialist newspaper. I got fired from the newspaper for supporting the Great War, and after that, I became a fascist.
So the Great War ended 18 years ago, leaving destruction behind for many countries. How has Italy been since then?
Italy is better than ever. The people are happy, I'm happy, everyone's happy. We are just flourishing.
That's great to hear. Well, that's all the time we have for this segment, folks. Back to you.
Oh, thanks, Betty. What a swell segment.
You shredded, Wheat. Now for a short message from our sponsor. As you probably already know, the hottest sport event of the year is already underway. That's right, I'm talking about Serie A. You've probably seen it in the blog, but Bologna is on a roll this soccer season. They have an upcoming match against Rome in the beautiful city of Rome, Italy. Buy your tickets now so you can be sure to watch the winning team in action. This has been brought to you by Serie A. Now back to the show. Mary?
Wow, I can't wait to see what happens at that soccer game. What a swell opportunity. Now for our next segment, we will be interviewing another hot political figure, Mr. Achille Storace, Secretary of the National Fascist Party.
How are you today, Mr. Storace?
Well, good morning. I'm doing well. And I picked a very, very special day because it's Mussolini's birthday.
Well, happy birthday and congratulations about Japan, Mussolini, forming a wonderful alliance for 20 years to come.
It really is just terrific, all the things Mussolini has done for our country. I can't think of a single thing that's bad.
I can't think of one bad thing either. What would you say his greatest accomplishment is?
It's so hard to choose since there are so many wonderful events that Mussolini either did or led, either his incredible government structure or his invasion on Ethiopia. I think I have to go with his invasion on Ethiopia, a genius political move and is extremely beneficial to our country.
Well, unfortunately, that is all the time we have for our final and extra special segment.
That's right, folks. For our final segment of this Italian episode of International Interests, we've got the lovely ladies of the Lowdown in the studio with us to do a live version of their hot show. Take it away, Annabella and Sylvia.
Hello, and welcome back to the Lowdown, where we talk and you listen for your daily scoop from around the world. So today, Annabella and I were walking down the street. We spotted a very interesting poster. Annabella did some digging and has a scoop here for us. Fire away, Annabella.
So, the poster belongs to the fascist party, and their purpose is to encourage Italian wives to donate their wedding rings to Italy's army, in hopes that the donations will hopefully be enough to help Italy's armies conquer Abyssinia.
Wacky. Imagine being so devoted to your country that you're willing to give up something so precious as a wedding ring. Could you ever do that?
I don't know, Sylvia. As much as I want to, I don't think I could ever give up my husband's great-great-grandmother's ring. It's just so important. As much as I love America, I don't think I'd be able to if the situation came about. What about you, Syl?
You and me both, honey.
Well, in Italy right now, people's hopes and dreams are resting on this invasion. I hope all goes well, although with the millions of rings they got for funding, I think Italy has this cat in the bag.
Well, folks, that's all the time we got.
This has been another episode of International Interest with Robert Collins and Mary Rotkamp. See you next time!